Hello, everybody. Welcome to ABD Music. My name is Matt Durkin. You are here in my office, and today is Friday. So we're going to be going over albums that I enjoyed from this past week, mainly new releases. Albums that I didn't get to review or just didn't have the time to review, but stuff that I'm enjoying, stuff that I'm digging, or stuff that I didn't enjoy. Just a general overall sense of what I listened to this past week so that you know what I'm listening to. And obviously, too, I'd love to know what you're listening to. So put your comments below. What have you been listening to this past week? What have you been digging? What have you been enjoying? So let's just go to some of the stuff that I haven't talked about this week because, I choose reviews because I like something or I dislike something, or it's a major release by somebody and I feel like it requires some type of review, or just getting an overall sense of where a style of a genre of music is going. But I didn't mention a lot of big releases this week, namely one by Screaming Females, their new album All at Once. It's an hour-long project with a lot of stoner metal, Black Sabbath-y influences. And, I enjoy the record, but it's not something I'm consciously thinking about going back to over and over again. I guess I've been that way for Screaming Females for a while now. I've never really been a big fan of them or their work, but I also honestly have never really given them a chance. And All at Once was my first real effort getting into their work. And while I enjoyed it, I enjoyed the rock sound. I enjoyed the punk sound. I enjoyed their pop melodies. I dug it. But for some reason, it's just not clicking with me at this moment. So I didn't really have much to say about it. I was like, this is a big release, but I still have much to say. So that's Screaming Females All at Once. I liked it. I probably have to give it several more tries. I think the hour-long time span's kind of preventing me from getting into it because I like to listen to everything all at once. Another album that I actually really enjoyed was a record by Caroline Rose, Loner. It's her second LP. And it's this strong, confident pop songwriting. And it's very vicious songwriting in terms of lyrics. It almost has like these lounge quality to it with the organ. Organ is used prominently in a lot of songs, but it has this dance poppy sound to it that is also just biting. And I really enjoyed it. Caroline Rose's Loner. Tracks that if you're interested in checking out this record or just want some sense of what it's about, check out the tracks More of the Same, Cry, Money, and Bikini. Those are 4 tracks maybe you should check out. Maybe Soul Number 5. Really just check out this album. I really dug it. I really liked it. And it has just this edge to it that I find myself going back to, and also just really strong melodies. So that's Caroline Rose's Loner. Another record that I really enjoyed, and I actually wrote a review for it yesterday, but I just didn't record it, is Black Milk's Fever. Oh boy. And I really dug the soulful, funky quality to it, but I also liked how it felt so tense. Like, it's an odd juxtaposition between this soulful, groove-based sound and hip-hop, but there's almost like this grinding aspect to it. You can never relax. There's something that's preventing you from relaxing while listening to this album. And I think that's due to Black Milk's lyricism and his delivery and what he's talking about. There's always this sense that you're on edge. And I find that really intriguing for an album that is kind of summery and it feels lighthearted, but in the beats themselves, there's always this dissonance, this tension that I really dig. I really like this record a lot. The only thing that I think is holding it back is Black Milk as a rapper. I feel like sometimes he's almost incapable of holding back the beat. Like the beat is almost pushing him to go harder and stronger, but he just is not doing it. But I think that's a really general assessment, and overall, he does a really good job of keeping up with the ferocity of what these beats are. So I really dig it, and I think that's just his style as a producer. I think he's a stronger producer than a rapper from this particular project on Fever. I still really dug it. So that's Black Milk's Fever. going through some other stuff here that I listened to. I listened to Turnstile's new LP that, what's it called? Time and Space. That at first I was like, I dig hardcore. I dig hardcore punk. And I was like, it sounds like hardcore punk, right? And then there's always like these little lounge snippets, and a really odd spoken word kind of apathetic track that doesn't really make a lot of sense. And the more I listened to it, Turnstile's Time and Space, the more I was like, this is kind of formulaic, and it feels very predictable. And it sounds predictable. Now, it's kind of like, well, it's hardcore. It's punk. Punk is not the most courageous in terms of taking chances. That's a very general idea. Probably a very incorrect idea when I think of the great punk bands, The Clash, Fugazi, just things off the top of my head that have experimented with sounds. But Turnstile takes a very sort of standard approach to it. So at first I was liking it, and I think as I listened to it more, it just became repetitive in the riffs, this very chromatic riff. Almost every single track has that, and the little jazzy breakdowns that happen on twice throughout the record, like kind of pointless. They don't make a lot of sense. So I think it has a couple of replay value, like a couple of times, but then afterwards it's like, okay, it's not doing much. That's Turnstile's Time and Space. I listened to this past week. Carey's 100 Acres. Carey, known for his work with Bon Iver and being part of that backup band and part of the records. That was, if you know Bon Iver, it's pretty much what it sounds like. Maybe like For Emma type Bon Iver. And he's never really changed. He's never done anything different. So it's just like, I can listen to any Carey record, and this is what 100 Acres sounds like. And it sounds like everything else. SOB RBE's Gangin. This is an interesting one because I think this record, either you love it, or you're like, there's not a lot going on here. I think of the Pitchfork review. I think of Anthony Fantano's review, which wasn't like a wholly negative, but my first listen to it, I gave it out of a numerical rating, a 5 out of 10, because I was like, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it right now. I just don't hear it. But I did hear it on tracks like God. God was, to me, the standout track, just in terms of the lyrics and the delivery, and just is this constant personal track that I really, really enjoyed. I thought it was really strong. But for a short project, like in terms of length, in terms of time, I wasn't all that intrigued by it. Not as much as I was like with Jericho Jackson or Black Milk. Those two are some of my favorite rap releases from this past week. But SOB RBE's Gangin, I don't know. I think there's potential there. I think there's a lot of potential there. But it wasn't clicking with me. Another record I listened to this past week, Mint Fields, Pasar de las Luces. I think they're from Madrid. And this is also another really long project of shoegaze. It's a shoegaze record. That's what it is. And if you like shoegaze, you'll like Mint Fields, Pasar de las Luces. Or Luces, I should say. That's all I got to say about that one. I checked out Ronnie J's new mixtape. I think it's a mixtape. OMGRONNY. Production's pretty great on it. He's a really great producer and has really good beats. But man, I don't know about that project. I don't know about that one. Also, Public Access TV, this with the record Street Safari, their second LP, that is so indebted to 80s new wave music that I don't know who they are. I don't really care. I just go listen to some Duran Duran if I want to hear this music. But if you look at their album cover, I don't get what they're trying to do. It's rehashing a sound with not doing really anything different, and I just was bored. It was a boring album to me. I didn't really dig it. Didn't really get into it. Also listened to the lovely Eggs, this psychedelic duo from England. This is, I think, their 7th or 8th LP, their record. This is Eggland, and I really liked it. It was a lot of fun. It doesn't take itself so seriously. If you look at the album cover itself is just pretty chaotic, and that's what they sound like. Some tracks do extend their welcome, like their single Wiggy Giggy, which is like almost 6 minutes long. But that's just, they say Wiggy Giggy over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I was like, okay, I get it. But I also think that's the point of them, like, making a most annoying sounding track and repeating it over and over again. But I did like their track Dickhead. I like that one. So, the lovely Eggs. If you like psychedelic rock duos, that one I check out. But one of my favorite albums from this past week, and I'm going to end it with this one, is from a band from Algeria, Imarhan. I believe that's how you call it. Imarhan, with their second LP, Temet. And this is just fun, groove-oriented. I don't want to say rock because it's not rock, but it's using rock instrumentation. And it's just a fun album. It doesn't matter what the lyric, like what they're saying, because I don't understand what they're saying. It just has this energy to it that pops. It's so enticing and it's so addictive, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this record, so I recommend go checking that one out. That's one of my favorite albums from this past week, and I should have done a review for it. I was planning on it, but I just didn't. So that's what I'm going to be doing. This is the stuff I'm going to be doing every Friday, wrapping up the albums I didn't do reviews for, sort of breaking down what I liked, what I didn't like, just giving you an overall sense of what I listened to. Clearly, I did not listen to nearly as much stuff as I could have, because I'm looking through the list right now of records that came out, and it's just, or in singles and EPs, and it's just so much, man. It's just so much stuff, and it's almost impossible to get through everything. It's not almost impossible. It is pretty much impossible to get through everything. So I'm leaving it up to you to tell me, what should I listen to from this past week? What did I miss? What should I go check out? What are you enjoying from this past week? What are you digging? What are you disliking? What are you really enjoying? I want to know. I want to know what you're liking. I want to know what you're listening to. So please tell me in the comments below. Tell me what you're listening to. Love to know what all of you are thinking. If you enjoyed this video, don't check my other videos, subscribe, as well as hit the notification bell so that you know whenever I release a new video. As always, I have my Twitter and Gmail accounts attached below if you want to send me music recommendations. I'll be back here probably Monday with a new video, new reviews. I'll talk to all of you soon. Bye.